everybody. You probably hear it's a little windy here. It wasn't windy when I started getting ready here, but all of a sudden the wind kicked up. But hey, it's about 3 in the morning here. At a little after about 3:12 on Thursday morning here at good old Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco. Garbage trucks are coming out or whatever. It's getting busy. Got some projected ads. There's a lot of places to doing these days. This is a $10 hoodie store for all the tourists. Boudon's Sourdough Bakery actually makes really good bread. You can actually watch them make it here, but they also have a whole menu of salads and soups and stuff like that. But really big location here compared to the one by me down in South Bay. We got a big old Ferris wheel here that's off this time of night, but got some more tourist attractions. Keep people coming. They have further down that way, you have Pier 39 and some other stuff. Pretty sure it's that way. I think it's that way, Pier 39. A lot of touristy stuff. Man, big old dumpster guy there. Anyway, I'm gonna walk around here a little bit, stretch my legs, kill some time. I've been off my feet a lot, driving around a bunch. So, figure what the hell, there's some very well-placed mooring tie-offs there in a parking lot. They just had extras, so they used them to block off the parking lot. It's kind of funny. No ships here, it's all asphalt. Yeah, all kinds of touristy stuff here. Alcatraz, packages, chocolate stores, other candy stores, Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum, escape room. Every touristy thing you can think of is crammed into this street. I can smell the sourdough. I love sourdough bread. And look at all the proofing. So you can actually watch the process. It's kind of fun here. There's a guy keeping an eye on it. Here's some of the funny shapes they make. They have alligators, turtles, all kinds of stuff. Guy's making various rolls here. And you can hear the windows open. So you can hear them blasting some Mexican music in there. Get everybody happy working away. But yeah, you can really smell the sourdough. It smells great. San Francisco sourdough. So you can get bread bowls here, like vegetable soup, clam chowder, tomato bisque, and a nice sourdough bread bowl. And eat the soup and you eat the bowl. Yum, yum. Here's a bunch of the bread already baked for the day. All kinds of bread. Again, they got more proofing stuff here covered up for rising. And here's the whole shop. They have ready to go stuff. They have, that's where you order your sandwiches, soups, and salads. They have a few other things here. It's a really big location here. Probably the biggest one in the chain. But they also offer cinnamon rolls, sweet rolls. I think they have some bagels here too, some other stuff. So a lot of stuff's on display here during the day. So here's some of the morning buns. Yum, yum. And, ooh, that place didn't make it, whatever it is. It's empty. But Ripley's is always here. There you go. Here's a quick shot of the menu for those interested. Do a slow scan down. You can freeze frame it if you choose to see all the goodies they have. I just get a tomato soup bread bowl and then use the lid to eat some of the soup. And then as you're getting toward the bottom of the soup, you start scraping the bread, mix it in with the soup. You get a nice kind of tomato bready mix. And then at the very end, you just eat the rest of the bowl. Yum, yum. Probably the clam chowder is probably the most popular. It's just not my speed. They have these elevated ramps here for the tour buses. Or maybe it's cable car. I know it's cable car, sorry. Yeah, cable car is going right through here. So elevated for the cable car, easy access. And there's a little courtyard here. You can hang out. There's the red and white fleet. It's a boat that takes you all over the bay. Some of them drop off across the bay. Some go to Treasure Island. I think one even goes to Angel Island. That might be a special boat that goes there. You can go walk there for the day and come back. One goes to Tiburon. One goes to Sausalito. Yeah, so lots of destinations here. Here's the official sign, Fisherman's Wharf of San Francisco, with a big old crab on it. Everyone's crabby here. Ha 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 ha. And it's a captain's wheel. And they put spikes all around it because the pigeons get up here and shit all over everybody. So, and then they have this beautiful drawings of the giant kelp. It makes the kelp forest off the coast here. So basically, the equivalent of the giant redwoods underwater. Huge, massive kelp forest, 150 feet tall in some spots. You go scuba diving or snorkeling down there, and it's beautiful. All the ecosystem that lives inside that. All kinds of critters. Just as varied as a proper forest. So kelp forest is a good name. And you can see the little floats there, little bladders. Usually, well, it depends on the species. I think these are the ones filled with carbon monoxide and CO2, but a fair amount of carbon monoxide, which is interesting because it's a toxic gas to animals. And they produce it maybe as a waste product. I know it's been a long time since I studied it, but so yeah, there is a gas in there. It's not just a space. And Macrocystis pyrifera is the scientific name if you're interested. Macro meaning large, cyst meaning, cyst gas bladder. And pyrifera, I forgot why it's called that. Pyrifera usually means fiery, having to do with fire or heat. But it could be the shape of the leaves looks like flames. I'm not sure. That one, you got me on that one. I don't think I ever looked that one up. I have to look that up sometime. Another shot of it. This one has some rays going by. Nice local bat rays. Really cool. You can see them down there when you're swimming sometimes. Then you have rock cod also down there. It's all not to scale, of course, for the bat ray. And you got the, this would be the California sea lion. You also have harbor seals and, they got some flying fish here too. With the pop out of the water. Pretty cool. Don't see them very much, but they're around. And on the back side, you got a gull enjoying a fish, and a crab, and another gull. Yeah, all kinds of wildlife here. So of course, they're all asleep right now. Otherwise, during the day, you'd hear the of the gulls. Here's an actual chowder house. Chowder hut. Bar and grill. Alioto's, the famous local seafood place. I think it's the same family of one of the former mayors. Alioto. A little fish with the name on it. There's Gardino's. All kind of crab station. All these little places during the day. You can come by and get crabs, fresh steamed, boiled, whatever. clam chowder. It's very, very fishy here during the day. It's pretty clean right now. It's not super fishy, just remnants. But during the day, whew, you can't miss it. Smell it blocks away. So they have art galleries here, fine art, or so-called fine art. There's even a place called Tarantino's. No relation to Quentin, as far as I know. There used to be a place here called Castagnola's up ahead. Looks like they closed. I think the sign is gone now. I used to go there a lot when I was a kid. And the family dinner, come up here, enjoy San Francisco, and go Castagnola's, get some seafood, and have a nice view. So during the day, the harbor here is fun because there's people coming and going with their boats. It's all private boats, some commercial, some private. I like this guy left his little light on. It's like the Thomas Dolby boat where he had his little studio in the boat. Oh, there you go. Anyway, so during the day, you got all kinds of stuff happening here. You can see sea lions swimming around, and quite often they'll pop up on little floating platforms around here. They're really good at jumping out of the water and landing on a surface and then getting some sun, drying out, and going or. All kinds of fun noises like that. They got the name sea lion because one of the relatives of the family, stellar sea lion, further south of here, Año Nuevo, looks very much like a big lion with shaggy fur, kind of a mane-like thing, and they make more of a growly noise like a lion. But their relatives, which are much more common, the California sea lion, much more svelte, darker colored, and prevalent everywhere, do more of a barking noise, or. So they're still called sea lions, but they don't look like a lion-y color or shaggy bits. They're not big, stocky things, and they also don't make a lion-y kind of noise. They make a barky noise. And I've actually seen them underwater scuba diving off the coast of Carmel, and they'll come down and check you out and sometimes bark at you underwater. They're not mean, they just come and check you out, swim by real fast, look at you, and they go boop, and some bubbles come up, and they keep swimming. It's very fun. They're actually very nice. Eat crab. This is like They Live. They're putting not so subliminal messages on the wall there. And all these little souvenir shops, electronics, some little tiny seafood places. Back when you had to buy film and batteries and all that kind of stuff for your cameras, there'd be tons of shops here full of that crap. Not so much anymore. Not even memory cards. Everyone takes pictures of their phones these days. So, more boats in the area. Some of these are chartered fishing things. They even advertise right here. You can call a number, half day fishing, blah, blah, blah. They even tell you what you're going to fish for, like halibut. So Castagnola since 1916. And it looks like it's still here. They just have a broken window. Steak and seafood. This is the place we used to go. Looks like they're all closed up. Look at that. They're all boarded up, so they are out of business. Probably COVID killed them, I imagine. All boarded up. It was a nice restaurant too. Even had a cocktail lounge. So the cable cars go through here, all through the rest of the town there. So tourists come down here as part of their cable car loop. Rest in peace, Castagnolas. Yeah, that's how long it's been since I've been down here. These places didn't make it either, whatever they are. All boarded up, doing some construction maybe. Hard to say. was kind of being quiet. There's a guy sleeping in the doorway back there. Lou's Fish and Snacks. Another It's got an It's Sugar here, and there's an It's Sugar down there. It's a popular chain. I got two on the same street. I guess I figured people who want that much sugar probably aren't going to walk very far. That's their lifestyle, so they kind of waddle down, get their sugar, and waddle down back to the cable car or the car seat that they're in or whatever. Yeah, some of these places are closed, up for lease. Carved signs. Someone's getting a jump, looks like, here. See all kinds of tchotchke shops, souvenirs, hats, shirts, mugs, all the usual shit. In-N-Out Burger, lots of popular shit around here. Frank's Fisherman, nautical gear, the Wharf store. Some of these, you can see the old buildings here. They've been here a long time. These guys are all claiming doorways to sleep in. Crepe Cafe. Again, more clam chowder. There's clam chowder everywhere here. The mural on the side of the Wharf store. Again, all the stuff you would expect. T-shirts. There you go. There's some funny T-shirts here. Namaste, home and get high. There you go. My bucket list: beer, ice, bucket. God, some of these are stupid. Oof. I'm not even going to repeat them. Big Lebowski, that's a good one. I Shih Tzu not. Oh, Jesus. Got license plates, signage. I'm on a seaweed diet. I see weed, I smoke it. There you go. Yeah. There's the better things down at Venice Beach. Joint custody. Oh boy. Boats and hose. Gotta have me my boats and hose. There you go. Fart loading, please wait. Suck it, blow me, ha ha ha. There you go. I don't like morning people, or mornings, or people. Shit show supervisor. Wow, there you go, dumpster fire. Everything's fine. My kids think I have money coming out of my ass. There you go. Ay, ay, ay. So this is supposed to be, well, it's not an elephant seal because it doesn't have the schnoz. So it looks like they're depicting the stellar sea lion I was talking about. See, it's a lot more stout than the one I had. Well, you didn't really see the whole body on the drawing back there I showed. But this is more like the stellar sea lion. They're more chunky, more fluffy around the neck and stuff. And but they the similar body plan to the you see how they can do upright. So there's a couple different groups. There's in the pinnipeds, otherwise known as feather feet. They have these little feathery looking fringy toes, and see how they can twist their limbs around and use the forelimbs as props. So it's like kind of like doing a push-up. True seals can't do that. So like a harbor seal, some of the local seals cannot do that, including elephant seals. They kind of do this undulating motion when they move. They can kind of prop themselves up a little bit, but they have their feet shaped a certain way, and for swimming a certain style. The otarids, those are phocids. The otarids actually have the thing where they can actually move their feet around like this. So when you see seals in a circus act, and they go, "Oh, it's a trained seal," it's actually a sea lion, because seals cannot do this with their forelegs. They're pretty much flat out and kind of move like a worm undulating to go from place to place, and can barely kind of arch their back in kind of a U shape, but they can't do this right angle pose. Anyway, I didn't describe it that well. I'm kind of tired, but you get the idea. So when you see them in a circus, those are not seals, they are sea lions. And got Cioppino's restaurant. That's a famous seafood dish, cioppino. It's like a stew with crab and shrimp and tomato base, mussels, all kinds of stuff. And you eat it, you pick at it like a stew with all kinds of shit in it. Very messy. They always give you like a bib for it. And then we're getting to a little fancier place here at the Cannery. So Ghirardelli Square is basically a block up behind this building. That's where the chocolate's made. They also have an ice cream parlor there and a bunch of restaurants. So this is the Cannery. As you can see the sign there. All kinds of bars and restaurants here. There's Nick's Lighthouse. Don Johnson used to have a restaurant here because he lived here for a while when he was shooting Nash Bridges. And of course, wanting, like a lot of people, when they're famous and have money and want to have a place to eat and also a place to make more money, they invest in a restaurant or a bar restaurant or whatever, or sometimes just a bar. So like you have Norman Reedus and Greg Nicotero from Walking Dead have Nick and Norman's in Atlanta. For all the time they've been down there for Walking Dead, they started a restaurant. There's a place called Flying Ninja Sushi. So there's a little courtyard here. So that's one example. Don Johnson had a restaurant here. And is it still here? I don't think so. I think it was called Ananda. It was like a fusion restaurant. It's like a kind of Indian, Southeast Asian fusion. I don't see it. See a place called Blue Mermaid over here. There is an Argonaut Hotel here. So this Cannery building is converted to a hotel, but also has several restaurants in it. And his place was right down here. Okay, so it's the Blue Mermaid. So it changed names to Blue Mermaid, changed ownership and everything. So it's no longer his place, but it was Ananda, this area down here on the right, many, many years ago. And it's hard to run a business. He probably got sick of dealing with it and either sold it off or just closed it all together. And then these other guys came in and took over the Blue Mermaid. So that was it right here. It was called Ananda, I'm pretty sure. Haven't been for 20 years, so details are slipping out of my brain. There's Ghirardelli right there. So it's up a street and to the right. There's like a lawn area here. And there's the famous Ghirardelli sign on top. You can see that from all around the bay. Across the bay, from Treasure Island, from Angel Island, Alcatraz. And again, it's a bunch of shops and a bunch of restaurants, and then the famous Ghirardelli chocolate factory there. They don't make it all there anymore. They move it somewhere else, so it's easier to make it. But they still have a little, kind of a small factory on premises and a demonstration area showing the process of making chocolate, like conching and all these different terms for getting the chocolate liqueur and all that stuff. And they have a gift shop, and you can buy all kinds of chocolates, and you can get a nice ice cream sundae and some other shit. So ice cream isn't the best in their sundae, and the hot fudge is decent, but it's one of those things that's greater than the sum of its parts. It's a nice experience to go there and eat it, but I can make a better one at home from various parts myself. But when you're here, it's one of those things you just do. Bring some friends or relatives or whatever. Come up here, have a nice ice cream sundae, enjoy the day, and it's nice. But yeah, if I want a real ice cream sundae, I'll buy much better ice cream, much better hot fudge. Serve it much warmer than they serve it. It's a little bit cold by the time you get it, and you know, just better overall when you make it yourself, like a lot of things. But it's a fun experience. If you're ever here, check it out. There are some other restaurants and stuff up and bars up the street here along the side of the Ghirardelli thing. Guy just walked by with his fishing line and some bait in a bag. Looks like he's going to start fishing in a bit. Got to get an early start on your fishing. So yeah, this whole block is basically this cannery. I didn't show that from the side. Whole damn block is this big brick monstrosity, former cannery for the area, turned into a hotel, restaurants, etc., etc. I think on the other side of the cannery is where they have the comedy club. Can't remember the name of it. It's not Cobb's Pub, but it might be. Went a long time ago to see a comedy show here. Probably the only time I came up here. But it was a famous San Francisco comedy club for a long time. They used to do a live or semi-live show, like live to tape, on a local public television station. Famous comedians came out of there. You know, they're super famous nowadays. Back then they were all beginners. A lot of them came out of San Francisco. It was hosted by Alex Bennett, famous radio show guy, local radio show guy, who eventually was on satellite radio, so the whole U.S. could hear him. But for a while, he was just a local San Francisco guy. And then you have this place too, Capuro's Cucina Siciliana, since 1946. And another lease opportunity store that didn't make it. So yeah, the comedy club is on the other side of that courtyard. Get to it from the back. And here's Aliotto Fish Company. So you saw the Aliotto's restaurant. This is part of their warehouse. There's also California Shellfish Company, where they like to share the food. They're not that shellfish. Ha ha ha. So yeah, not as much to see here as you used to be able to see. Like I said, a lot of stuff's closed. For who knows why. I mean, a lot of it's obviously post-COVID. A lot of stuff didn't make it. There's a goddamn Waymo robot car taking over. Skynet won't come and just take over. This is our new Skynet. They're slowly starting bit by bit, taking over the roadways, taking over people's jobs who like to do rideshare. And it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Oh, I didn't even notice. They had a great white shark on the front. Look at this guy. I walked right past it. Didn't even see it. Looky, looky. It's a modest-sized great white shark. Not huge, but good size. About half the size of Bruce the Shark from Jaws. Got some cute graffiti here. There's a crepe place, Hawaiian crepe, mushroom crepe. There's a crepe station. You can watch the guys work while you're waiting in line. In and out with its bright colors. So I mean, there's some trash here, but they keep it pretty clean around here in general. This is one of the places that has not suffered from human feces and all kinds of other bullshit. Apparently these signs are well secured. No one has stolen them because they're not locked up at night. So some other shops down there. Not going to bother going down there. At least not this time. But yeah, this place, North Beach, the Italian area I always go to. Chinatown is Chinatown. I mean, it's as clean as it's ever going to get. In fact, if you saw my stream that night when there's that little fire outside that place, the street's actually very clean at night. They do a pretty good job locking everything up, putting everything away. Apparently they had a lot of problems during COVID, not just vandalism and thievery, but also a lot of Asian hate because of the Wuhan flu, as they wanted to claim it was called, thanks to Trump. Call it the China virus, Wuhan virus, whatever. So all kinds of like bigots, racial hate and stuff came through town and were beating up random Chinese people and smashing businesses and stuff, which of course is, you know, always the best thing to do to solve your problems, is take it out on people that had nothing to do with it. But so that's why Chinatown is pretty much dead at night these days. If I remember correctly, it was pretty lively over the years, but they just got used to locking it down at night because of all the problems they had. Not enough police protection, just a bunch of random people. But at night now it's very empty and very clean. There's one more shot of Castagnola's. I had no idea it was closed. I haven't been here for a while. Probably died during COVID, didn't even know it. So, used to come here a lot with the family. So yeah, this place, North Beach, Chinatown, the Fillmore District, I walked around the other night. Again, not much going on at night. It's pretty quiet, but it's very clean. Sunset District with a lot of housing and stuff by the water. It's nice. The marina, which is I showed at one point I showed you guys the Golden Gate Bridge from this kind of grassy area right on the water's edge. That whole area is the marina. It's all landfill. Lots of old houses there. A lot of problems during the earthquake because of landfill. But I had a friend who used to live there. We used to go bar hopping and restaurant stuff late at night on weekends. It's a cool place. Very, very busy on the weekends. People come out in droves. Usually really young people, but it's a mix of people. They even have a famous cougar bar there called the Balboa Hotel. So you can get your cougar action on. Pearl Factory. Or Hawaii. There's Betty Boop in fatigues. Supreme Crab Seafood Buffet. Dominic DiMaggio. Seaweed, there you go. Got a dispensary here. And they got a clever name, Seaweed. This is one of those remaining camera stores, usually owned and run by Middle Eastern dudes who are pretty aggressive and funny to deal with. I think I told a story in one of the streams about the one in Union Square, where my friend was trying to get an extra video camera battery for his camera because he was running low that time. And he was just getting tired of having to charge it constantly and see if he can get a deal on one. And the guy started giving him attitude, and this Peruvian guy who was with us talked like Tony Montana from Scarface and just dressed the guy down with that great Scarface kind of quality. And don't you fucking talk to me like that. He just got the guy all pissed off to the point that we almost had some action. I expected some guns to come out or something, and we just left in the end. But more gallery stuff here. So yeah, those shops have some funny memories with kind of angry guys, not very friendly, running the place. And you don't get that great a deal anyway, to be honest. Look at this horse. Holy smokes. Love and money on the horse. With bulldogs. Whacked Out 3D San Francisco. Isabella Rossellini, looks like. Wow, look at that stallion going crazy in there. All kinds of crazy sculptures. Look, they did Nefertiti with shades. That's not right. Oh, man. I have that Nefertiti scan from the actual sculpture. We've got 3D prints of it. It's amazing. There's a wire butt. It's that kind of negative space. Wire sculpture style. Got some creepy person on a balloon with a bird. More. This is almost like Giacometti stuff, but colorful and more whimsical. Giacometti stuff has this kind of long stuff, but they're more disturbing looking. This is kind of too whimsical for me. And a beautiful hand grenade. Look at that. Pop art. A lion, African elephant with a nice cattle egret. Some kind of nudie sculptures here. Upside down nudie sculpture. Nudie dancing sculpture. Baby with big feet. The fuck? It's acromegaly. Same with this one too. Look at this. It's Andre the Giant as a baby. This is like upside down with big feet. Purple. See if Darren likes this one. This might be Rave Dave's new thing. He's got a pose like this. And you got some people at a little couple at a little park. There's a park bench too, Darren. Some park bench sculptures. And some colorful painting. All kinds of stuff in these galleries. Interesting pixel mosaic stuff. It's funny, it's actually resolving better on the camera than it is standing in front of it because camera is more wide angle. I'm too close to see the pixels that well. I'm just seeing big spheres. So this is more what I'm seeing. Like that. So the image is less obvious. A lot of these human forms stretched out. This is a image of the surface of Mars, looks like. More nudies dancing, and then a faceless woman starting to take her shirt off, looks like. Interesting. Very interesting. And you got Applebee's, some other stuff around here. And of course, I got security cameras everywhere because they're always paranoid about crazy people in the public. There's a big truck probably carting some seafood around. The 18-wheeler. There's the signage again. And now we're back over here. Ripley's Believe It or Not. Oh, it's just kind of disturbing. World's most unusual woman. It looks like Marilyn Manson with more tattoos and crazy hair, or Amy Weinstein on a really bad day. We've got a Transformers robot here. And some kind of hippie mobile that looks just like the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo, but more shit on it. This Ripley's Believe It or Not, it's always a big fat. Oh, there you go. There's a better shot of the most unusual woman. She has the devil horn buds put in there. All kinds of modern primitive piercings, and yeah, that's very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. This place is closed. What was this place? Oh, they cover up the old sign. Another little Nikon, Canon, etc. camera store. Selling all kinds of crap for your cameras. Be interesting to see what they carry these days, since people don't usually carry fancy cameras around. There's Pollo Campero. There's a place that's boarded up. Back to Boudon Sourdough Bakery. I'll pass by that window, see if they got any more bread stuff in the window by now. There's your escape room. World's largest candy department store. It's sugar. There you go, all your favorites. Chocolate store. Chocolate apples. Ghirardelli packaged chocolates. Ice cream. All kinds of stuff. Just kind of random shots of people drinking and eating. Alcatraz packages. Wow, this one's empty. Turnkey restaurant opportunity. And we're back to the $10 hoodies. And the projected advertising. This is the only store that does this here. A lot of the restaurants in parts of San Francisco are doing this now for their restaurant. But a lot of these stores are not doing it. There's the big bus. It's a tour. San Francisco, the big double-decker bus, like London style. Drive around the city and do touristy things. Now they call it a phone shop. SIM cards, repairs, and souvenirs, of course. You gotta have the souvenirs. A piece of the city. Harley Davidson store, which is now empty. Even the Harley Davidson store didn't make it. Holy shit. I heard Harley Davidson moved their shit to, oh no, that's, not Harley Davidson. What was it? John Deere. tractor company, like all American brand. Trump's always proud talking about John Deere, John Deere. Now they're moving their shit to Mexico because of fucking tariffs. Ridiculous. Made in San Francisco. Ooh, we can get the water massage here. You get inside, they put this little sleeve around you, and you get kneaded and pummeled with water. There's some kind of a bar here. The Socialite Craft House and Kitchen. Savor the flavors, sip the craft. Well, that's a horrible tagline. Lids is cool. They make interesting hats. This is the store I got my Matrix Synth hat made in. If you guys see my Matrix Synth custom hat that I wear all the time. Pearl Factory again. Zephyr Walk. Museum of 3D Illusions. Ooh. Magic. Oh God. Looks terrible. Star Schmucks. Gotta have a Star Schmucks. Another empty storefront. Jesus. This place is suffering. Last time I was down here, everything was full, bustling. I don't come down, you can tell I don't come down here very often, but yeah, further down here you get Pier 39, kind of a more exclusive shopping area. They have their own aquarium, lots of restaurants, double decker. It's like upstairs, downstairs, and a whole long kind of cul-de-sac of places to walk through and turn around and come back. I'm not going to walk down there. It's on the other side of this garage. It's the garage, and then Pier 39's over there. So I'm going to skip that. Oh, this was a CVS pharmacy. No wonder. That's why it's so big. CVS had to move for some reason. It's like a Walgreens, just different company. Let's go back over here on the way back to the car. You have this archway for the pier. I don't remember what pier this is. It's a cruise place there. You can take a bunch of bay cruises. Those destinations I mentioned earlier, all over the bay. Wow, what is this? I left my heart in San Francisco. Oh, wasn't that funny? There's some of the boats. Blue and gold fleet, red and white fleet. So they used to actually launch boats from here. You can see this ramp. Old-timey stuff. So they had like the rails here to bring stuff to the boat and then put stuff on the boat or dry dock it to repair it and then put it back out under this arch. Old-timey stuff. There's a little bit of a shoreline here. See the tide. And once the tide ebb and flow here, it's just like a little bit of, not much of a surge, but so it's on the other side. It's all kinds of informative signage here. I want to read about stuff here. I know what the locks mean. You can put locks on there to mean something. And there you go. Nice murky water. So you can see, there you go, hear the or. Those are the California sea lions. They're all propped up on these platforms out there to stay dry. So that's Alcatraz Island over there. And you can just make out the lighthouse doing its pass. There you go, see that? And Alcatraz means pelican in Spanish. So at one point it was a pelican colony. Jesus. Sea lions are going nuts. I guess the fishermen are doing something over there. And we can see how far away it is from here. That building isn't massive. And if you saw the movie Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood, it wasn't that far of a swim. The current isn't that strong. If you're a decent swimmer, it is cold. But again, he was pretty well prepared with his little floaty thing. And if you're determined, he definitely could have made it. I don't think they ever truly determined if he made it ashore or not. But that was some of the mystery in the movie, if I remember correctly. Very, very clever movie for the time. I haven't seen it in a long time, so I don't remember. But that's Alcatraz, and that's how far away it is. Not that far. And then over to the left is Angel Island. Can't quite see it that well from here, but it's there. And then further on, you get to Marin County, across the Golden Gate Bridge. You can kind of barely see from here. That line of light behind the buildings is Golden Gate Bridge going off to the right into Sausalito, Tiburon. So Sausalito, Tiburon are pretty much in the center of the frame right about now. There's opposing sides with lights and some kind of somewhat darkness in the middle. So one side is Sausalito, you go around the landmass, and to the right is Tiburon. And like I said, the ferries go out there. You can drive out there, just drive across the bridge and go check them out. They're nice little touristy towns with some good restaurants and stuff. And if you have a private boat, you can take a boat. I've been on a boat all the way from the East Bay all the way over here to Tiburon. They have docks. You can get there, go right to a bar or a restaurant right from your boat. It's kind of fun. Get to drive under the Bay Bridge. And I haven't gone through the Golden Gate. It's a little more treacherous, a lot more currents, stronger currents, and big ships you got to contend with coming and going. But the Bay Bridge wasn't so bad. This is long before they had to rebuild it after the earthquake. But it was fun to go all the way across the bay, go to Angel Island, and go to Tiburon. Angel Island's just, hike around there and stuff. Is not too much to see. And Alcatraz, of course, you have the tour, which is pretty fun. They even take you to solitary confinement, turn all the lights off, and it's pitch black. Everyone started going, ah! Everyone started screaming in there because it freaks them out. And then across the bay, you could see Berkeley and Oakland. And that direction, closer to the Bay Bridge, behind these buildings, is Treasure Island and Yerba Buena Island. You can get to those by car or by boat. And Treasure Island's a great place to view when they have the fireworks show, 4th of July at the ferry building way down at the end of Embarcadero that way. This is basically the Embarcadero terminus. Kind of goes a little bit further and dead ends around Van Ness. But yeah, I was all around the perimeter of the city, Embarcadero Road. And Yeah, there's like a former military base on Treasure Island. I think it's defunct now. There's like, they turned it to private housing. It was like subsidized housing. Probably all full by now, but for a while people were getting housing out there. And you can have a nice house with, or at least apartment or whatever it is, with a decent view of the city without actually being in San Francisco. And then Berkeley, across the Bay Bridge, you get to Berkeley, you go further south, there's Oakland. And there's all the loading docks, piers, and giant cranes there, all the container cranes and stuff. And those, they look like giant giraffes, as you guys have seen before. And since George Lucas is a local guy, I've shown you Zoetrope Studios downtown before in North Beach, where Coppola and Lucas would hang out. And Lucas was looking at those cranes and got the idea for the AT-ATs from that, driving by there all the time. So, a little bit of local fun trivia from a local boy, George Lucas. Go back across here. There's not much to see over here, I don't think. And they have some other art sculptures and thingies over here, I think. These pay toilets, auto washing. You close them and they go whoosh, spray it down. It's kind of nice. Oh, here you go. Here's a California sea lion, all decorative. See the pose? So it's got the feathery feet toward the back. They're called pinnipeds for the feathery feet in the back. In the case of, like I said, the phocid seals that don't have the ears. See the little ear flaps? So the ear flaps, the upright pose with the opposable flippers, and ability to turn those flippers like that, get that whole pose. That's a sea lion in the family Otariidae. Phocids have holes where the flaps are, and they're more linear. They can't get upright like this. They can bend into a U shape, but they can't quite get upright. And so you have sea lions and fur seals have this ability, and they have these ear flaps. Fur seals are more shaggy, and true seals have the more straight body, and they swim with the back feet and steer with the front. These guys swim with the front feet and a little bit with the back. Probably use this for kind of sculling, steering a little bit. So different locomotion, different body shape, different abilities. So these are the ones you see in the circus. And they are sea lions, not seals. Oh, here they call it Sky Star at Fisherman's Wharf. Kind of looks like the Eye in London from pictures I've seen. You guys can correct me on that, but nice looking little carriage is there on the wheel. Probably quite expensive. I didn't go look at the tickets. Here comes the transit bus, running till the wee hours. I thought they stopped early, but they're around. Here's another sea lion, different colors. It's got little fishies all over it. Oh, the eye's bigger. Yeah, this isn't that big. You can see it's, I didn't count the cars, but yeah, it's another touristy thing to do here. I don't think they're trying to compete with the Eye in any way, but probably inspired by it for sure, because you guys had that a long time ago, from what I understand. There's another restaurant, the Franciscan, over there. back to the sourdough bakery place. Alrighty, well, that'll do it. I got my little leg stretch in. Somewhat depressing walk with lots of stuff closed and some homeless people here and there sleeping in doorways, and my childhood restaurant, Castagnola's, closed for who knows how long. Long gone. But anyway, there you have it. Touristy Central. Like I said, I didn't go to Pier 39. That's further down there. That might be fun during the day just to show all the activity and the different stuff that is open. But during the day, this place gets kind of stinky, at least from my point of view. I don't eat seafood. So it's just more of an annoyance being here to smell all the seafood. And it's very busy, super, super busy down here on Fisherman's Wharf. But Ghirardelli Square is cool. I think I did a stream from there once. I don't know. If not, I'll have to do one time and virtually share a nice hot fudge sundae. Like I said, they're not as great as when you make them yourself, but it is kind of a tradition to come here and have a nice hot fudge sundae at Fisherman's Wharf, off of Fisherman's Wharf up at Ghirardelli Square. And, people watching a little bit. They actually have a recreation of the mermaid fountain from Denmark. I think it was donated by the city of Copenhagen or something like that, because it's like a replica of the Hans Christian Andersen sculpture in Denmark. And they have a smaller version of it, much simplified, in the town of Solvang, the kind of fake Danish town south of here. I did streams from there around Christmas time. If not last year, at least the year before, if you guys remember. Or near Christmas time. They had a Christmas decoration thingy down there. And that place is great for all the bakeries and interesting shops and kind of well-themed, old-timey Danish. I think Henrik got a kick out of it when I showed it to him. Anyway, so that's some of the stuff they have at the Ghirardelli Square. They got that chukka chukka sound for the blind people here, so they know when to cross. All these things do that chukka chukka sound now. I don't know if that's a common thing in Europe or not, but they definitely do that here a lot. So they have some assistance, which is nice. You can be independent, get around with your little cane, and listen for the chukka chukkas. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here with another view of the sourdough place. Oh wait, we should go look. I see people in the window. Let's get a quick shot. Have they added more goodies to the window? I'm always curious when they start putting stuff up here. Probably think I'm some kind of weirdo doing a video of their window, but hey, I like the bakery. Well, they put a few more things out, it looks like. Or maybe not. They're still putting their rolls out. Yeah, they're starting to put a few things out. Little turtles. There's a teddy bear and a turtle. You already saw these added. Actually, a couple things here. Another teddy bear there. And I don't know if that's an octopus or something, but yeah. So you come by later, they fully populate the table with all the yummies, including some examples of the sweet rolls. You already saw the morning buns. So yeah, it smells great. I like how the window's open so you can smell the fresh dough and baked bread coming out of there. Yum, yum, yum. But it's getting time, close to bedtime for me, so I wouldn't be eating a bunch of shit anyway. So it's a good thing they aren't open. They'll just tempt me, and I don't want to eat a bunch before I go to sleep. That's always a bad idea. Okay, so I'm officially going to cut it here. Thanks for all the people watching, commenting, as usual. Love to read the comments. Can't read them when I'm walking around, but it always gives me a smile and a chuckle and whatever else. And as usual, leave comments if you're watching this after the fact. And more stuff to come. Keep your eyes peeled. And thanks for hanging out with me on this silly walk of Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco. Thanks, everybody. See ya.